Taken to East Texas, where a story that keeps changing and the suspects are nowhere to be found. That's the hand East Texas deputies say they were dealt as they continue to investigate the death of a 2-year-old, Kason Shepard. Little Kason died at the hospital. His parents now stand accused, or at least somehow connected into that death. KSLA News 12's Jasmine Payne, live in Panola County, talked with the child's great-grandmother. She's upset with her own granddaughter, the child's mother, and everyone's left asking, how could this happen? Jasmine.
Doug, what we know right now is what the great-grandmother tells us. And she tells us that Kason was a 2-year-old boy who was wise beyond his years. He was the type of boy that when he made a spill or did something wrong, he would get a mop and clean it up, and he would always pick up the toys behind him. She says it was a joy that she was trying to share with her granddaughter for just 4 days in this house behind me when he went to the University of Texas Carthage Hospital and died just 4 days later.
Well, I was there. He was in my arms when he took his last breath.
Bruises to his head and face, internal injuries, and wounds that would severely limit anyone, especially a 2-year-old boy.
The doctor said he was unresponsible when they picked him up, and they say he had an asthma attack. But when I got back there to see him, that wasn't no asthma attack.
Taken in by his great-grandmother at just 5 days old, Sherelle Caldwell says Kason was only visiting his parents, Braylon Shepard and Brianna Jones, when he was brought to the University of Texas Carthage Emergency Room on March 11th. He died 4 days later.
YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now this video right here comes out of East Texas, my state. Well, by way of Panola County, where we have a couple, a mom and a dad, who allegedly now is very suspect that they killed their son, beat this boy so bad to where he went to the hospital. I mean, he died later on in the hospital. He was beaten up so bad, had facial contusions, all kinds of things was wrong with him, at the very hands of the same people who's supposed to be protecting him. Now let that sink in for a second. Why are these parents, whether step parents or biological parents, why are they hurting their children? This is what I take as a sign of the times, where you know things is going to get much worse in this country. So these parents allegedly, well, not allegedly, they went on a run, and law enforcement has been trying to track them down. So that was before they came out with the update version where they said they also put warrants out for these parents because they want to know, number one, why didn't you come to the boy's funeral, and also why are you all running? And at the same time, they got a witness testimony from the 5-year-old sister who witnessed her 2-year-old brother being killed, and she basically demonstrated on a teddy bear what was being done to her 2-year-old brother, and it was some horrific things, and it was by the hands not of a child molester, not of a dirty racist police, no, by his own flesh and blood, his parents. So let that sink in for a moment also. But I'm gonna read a snippet from this story, and I'm gonna give my opinion surely as we go. Family speaks out on death of 2-year-old. Warrant issue for parents trying to arrest a trifling ass. Now, authorities are looking for parents of a 2-year-old who died over spring break. The Panola County Sheriff's Office issued warrants for Braylon Shepard, 25 years old, and Brianna Jones, 22 years old, in connection with the death of their 2-year-old son, Kai Sin, earlier this month. According to the Panola County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to the UT Health East Texas Emergency Room in Carthage on March the 14th after an unresponsive 2-year-old boy was brought to the hospital with contusions on his head and face and with internal injuries, police said. Basically just to beat the shit out this poor child, just to beat the damn 9-liter juice out this child's mouth. Now, the child was about to be airlifted to Children's Medical Center in Dallas, and Sheriff's Office investigators interviewed Shepard and Jones about the situation, police said. They basically sat there and told a bold-faced ass lie to the damn sheriff now. And the whole time, the people knowing that they lying because they don't understand. You're not the first person who done beat a child. You're not the first person who done made a child have internal injuries. So I said that to say this is that the fact they know what to look for. I mean, come on. That's just like you have people who thinking that they beating the law when you don't understand the law. Study you every damn day, like a playbook, like a Madden playbook from people out there who play John Madden. I mean, so they not surprised when they see you come up with these certs or he did this or he fell down or somebody else did this. No, they know exactly what the hell was going on and who did it. Also, the parents told investigators their son Kassin had fallen off a porch on March the 11th and struck his head on the concrete, injuring his face, police said. The next day, Kassin's parents told investigators he vomited blood at least twice and complained of stomach pains, police said. So, the boy fell off the sidewalk onto the concrete, and you mean to tell me that his face was all bloody? I can understand that you fall, you scratch your face up, probably knock out a tooth or whatever. But to have internal injury where you vomiting blood and also complaining about stomach pains, no, that's broken ribs and everything else. So unless he fell pretty far or off a big ass high ass porch like your old grandma's had, you know them old high porches where you damn near have to jump down or jump up to get up there. Now if he would have fell off that, that would have been a little different. But from a regular fall from a 2-year-old, unless he was 100 feet tall, I don't see how he could have sustained those injuries. But of the night of March 13th, the parents told police Jones went to work and left Shepard at home with Kassin. It was around 11:50 p.m. Parents told police that Shepard noticed Kassin was lying on the couch and not moving and not responding to attempts to wake him up. It was then the parents told police Jones told Shepard to call 911 after the boy already dead. Kassin died March the 15th, and a preliminary autopsy report indicated that the number and severity of the injuries, both internal and external, were not consistent with a fall from the porch. You dumbass parents. Y'all gonna sit up here and tell a bold-faced ass lie to the police. They was gonna find out any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But you all thinking that you so smart and so swagged out that you can outthink people who does this for a living, who has a profession in this, and you would also beat your own child, a 2-year-old baby, and some people can't even have children. You're blessed to even have children, and you sit up here and do your own children like that. What kind of parents are you? I mean, that is very sad. It probably would have been best if this child would have never been born in the first place, to have to go through this type of mess right here. That's sad to say, but at the same time, okay. Officials also advised that Kassin may not have received the adequate medical care before the initial 911 call. Police said so. They basically just left the boy up there suffering, and most likely, since they beat him like that, wanted to make sure that he was dead and waited till he was already long gone, then called 911, because there's no way you can sit up here and beat this child up like that and then at the same time feel pity a little later on. I don't understand that concept. Police said Shepard and Jones agreed to be re-interviewed on March 19th, but they didn't show up to the Panola County Sheriff's Office, police said, because they're finna arrest their ass right then and there. You see what I'm saying? They already had the cuffs ready right there, two sets right here on the left and the right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit down right here. Y'all want something to drink? As soon as they say yeah, he gonna go out there and come back in with about three more guys, and that's your ass right there, Mr. Postman. Now, family members said the pair did not show up for the son's funeral because they already know the laws was there, the police was there. They was gonna snatch that ass up. As soon as you would have said your last goodbye and shed that little last fake ass tear, they would have just slapped them cuffs right on up on you in your Sunday's best. And also, the family member said the pair did not show up for their son's funeral, which is understandable because they on a run. And authorities believe that the two may have fled the country. Where the hell could they have went? I know damn well they ain't went to no damn Mexico. You must ain't heard about them damn them gang cartels down in Mexico. And y'all will stick out like a sore damn thumb. You better try to go to Puerto Rico some damn well. Well, no, I don't even go there because I think it's still messed up. But anyway, Sherelle Caldwell, Kassin's great-grandmother, said she's had custody of the 2-year-old since he was just 5 days old, along with his sister Bree Kayla. Pause. Now, the boy great-grandmother said that he had custody of Kassin since he was a couple days old, and also of his sister Bree Kayla. So that goes to show you that the mom was unfit and the daddy was unfit. Better yet, just to numb it all down, basically ain't shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because if the mama 22 and the girl 5 years old, she must have had the girl when she was around 17, got pregnant, she was 16. Okay, probably no education, didn't even finish high school, anything like that. Because I'm sure if she was that determined to finish high school and try to go better herself, that they would have treated their children better. But this what happens when you come from ain't shit parents. You all can get mad at me if you want to. You can persecute me, but the truth is the truth. So help me God. That's the truth right there. Because it's plenty of ain't shit parents out here. And this is a prime definition of one if I ever seen one. Let's continue. Now, she was 3 at the time and is now 5 years old. When the mom, the great grandmother, first got custody of the children. The boy was 5 days old and she was 3, and she had custody of him for 2 years, and that's how he ended up dying, you know what I'm saying, when he was 2 years old, because he ended up some kind of way back with these crazy ass parents. I don't understand that. Now, they couldn't get their kids because the court didn't allow them to have them, but they didn't lose their visitation rights. She was working towards getting them back, Sherelle said. Yeah, right. She allowed Jones and Shepard to have the kids for a few days because it was spring break. I got a call from her. Kassin had failed. I'm asking, is he all right? Oh yeah, he's all right. He's out playing with his sister with water guns. Just a bold-faced ass, tough-faced, mirror-faced, hood rat-faced ass lie. But I got kind of worried about it, she said, because you know why? Ain't nothing like mama's intuition. Mama know when you're lying. And daddy may know sometime, but mama know when your ass lying. That's why you can't hardly lie to her. But anyway, that was the fall Shepard and Jones told the sheriff office about. Sheriff Kevin Lake says the number of injuries and the severity of the injuries do not match a fall off the porch. According to McCory Caldwell, his parents hurt him. He was badly beaten, McCory said. Other family members, including Kassin's aunt and great aunt, said his 5-year-old sister saw what happened. And that's a crying shame. That's going to live with that poor child the rest of her life. She's going to remember that, just like you all, some of you all can remember to when you was 5, even though it may be a long time ago for a lot of the rest of you all. Now, they said Bree Kayla demonstrated with a teddy bear what they was doing to Kassin. They also mentioned how devastated his sister is without him. She is now seeing a counselor to deal with the trauma. Ain't that sad? Family members described Kassin as the little milk baby and that he could drink an entire gallon of milk if they let him. The leader of his cousins and playful. Poor thing. And no telling what he could have grown up to be. His guardian and great-grandmother Sherelle says if the mother and the father loved him, he would be here today, just like I said earlier. So to hell with these parents, you know what I'm saying? They can gun them down out there for all I care, because guess what? When you sit up here and you do your own children like this, you do not love no one. If you cannot love your own children, some that come from you, the mama and the daddy, you know what I'm saying? You do not love nobody else in this world, and you cannot possibly love anyone else if you cannot even love your own child, because your own child is just a what? A reflection of you. And some of you all may get that, and some of you all may not get that. But those who may not get that will be more prone to hurt their children than the one that does get that. Now, his guardian and grandmother says that she wished she would have never sent the children over there, and rightfully so. And I don't blame her. She said this will haunt her for the rest of her life. And also, anyone with information about the whereabouts of Shepard and Jones is asked to call the Panola County Sheriff's Office at 903-693-0333. And I hope they catch their funky ass. Yes, I hope they catch their funky ass, because guess what? I do not have no place in my heart for people who abuse children, molest children, and abuse older people, and also homeless people. Anyone that's defenseless, I have a heart for, I care for. Even if you don't, if nobody else don't, I will be a voice for those people, because those are the people who are voiceless and need somebody to stand up and talk for them, since we talk about everything else on these platforms. So why not talk about what's really important and what could affect you one day, or what could affect me one day? Anyway, let me know what you all think about this sad situation. And to these parents, man, you know, you all really gonna suffer for what you did to this child, and the fact that you lied about it, and the fact that the boy could have got better. Who to say if you all, when you didn't bring him home, if you didn't do something else to him, you know, for him to last a couple more days, then all of a sudden die in the middle of the night. I don't understand that story, but let me know what you all think. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share the video. And also, if you know of any child that's being abused or being neglected, please do not hesitate to notify the rightful authorities, because guess what? You cannot reason with crazy people, so stop trying. People know exactly what they're doing, and you do too if you done seen this type of things goes on. Do not let those children suffer just because you want to be friends with Betty Jane, or you want to be friends with Dave Bob or somebody like that, and at the whole time the children suffer and run around nasty or being beaten and hungry, you know what I'm saying, or being cast aside like trash. So if you know of a child that is going through those type of things, Do not hesitate to report. And if they want to call you a snitch, let them call you a snitch. But guess what? You'll be a hero in their eyes. Y'all stay blessed. I'm out.